According to Marcus Aurelius, self-improvement should start the moment you wake up. This was of course easier said than done. A night owl in a society that went to bed at dusk and rose at the brink of dawn, the emperor often struggled to get out of bed in the morning. For the vast majority of Romans, waking up was not a choice. The urban poor had to get out of bed because they had to report to work. The middle classes, who were not a part of the labor force, had to get out of bed to meet with the wealthy patrons who paid for their work-free lifestyles, and the wealthy patrons had to get out of bed to receive their middle-class clients. As emperor, Marcus Aurelius was just about the only person in the Roman Empire who didn't have to do anything. Many of his predecessors, including Nero and Caligula, spent their reigns dodging affairs of state, loafing about their estates, and emptying the imperial treasuries, all without a word of protest from their followers. If Marcus Aurelius ever wanted to take the day off and keep sleeping, no one would have been able to stop him from doing so. However, the emperor didn't take days off. No matter how tired he was, he always got out of bed. In the Meditations, he reveals how he managed to motivate himself. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work, as a human being. What do I have to complain of, if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do? Or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm? If his worst impulses refused to listen to reason, Marcus Aurelius would retort, so you were born to feel nice? Instead of doing things and experiencing them? Don't you see the plants, the birds, the ants and spiders and bees going about their individual tasks, putting the world in order as best they can? And you're not willing to do your job as a human being? Why aren't you running to do what your nature demands? How to become invincible? For Marcus Aurelius, waking up early was about more than making the most of your day. By forcing yourself to get out of bed even when you don't want to, you are living life the way it ought to be lived, the way, as the emperor puts it, that nature intended. In this sense, his comments on his morning routine lead into a much broader discussion about virtue, which in the Meditations is defined as the pursuit of qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Marcus Aurelius, it should be noted, defines virtue in the same way as does Socrates in Plato's dialogues. This shouldn't come as much of a surprise, as the emperor repeatedly expresses his admiration of the thinker. Alexander, Julius Caesar, and Pompeius, he writes in the Meditations. What are they by comparison with Diogenes, Heraclitus, and Socrates? According to classicist John Sellers, the emperor argues that the life of a philosopher is preferable to that of great politicians because it is more autonomous and involves fewer external demands. Like Socrates, Marcus Aurelius believes that evil is a form of ignorance and that an unflinching trust in reason can keep both at bay. Like Socrates, the emperor also believes that exercising self-control leads to both freedom and happiness. Because bodily desires can never be permanently satisfied, people should practice moderation rather than overindulgence. Marcus Aurelius harkens back to the Platonic dialogues. What is recorded of Socrates would exactly fit him. He could equally be abstinent from or enjoy what many are too weak to abstain from and too self-indulgent in enjoying. To be strong, to endure, and in either case to be sober belong to the man of perfect and invincible spirit. This perfect and invincible spirit, the emperor explains, is the ultimate reward for those who live virtuous lives, because it renders them invulnerable to pain, suffering, discomfort, and other such negative emotions that Stoic philosophy seeks to nullify. Provided you are doing your proper work, Marcus Aurelius concludes, it should be indifferent to you whether you are cold or comfortably warm, whether drowsy or with sufficient sleep, whether your report is evil or good, whether you are in the act of death or doing something else. The emperor's invincible spirit allowed him to endure hardships and overcome challenges that would have crushed less virtuous men. Accepting the indifference of both nature and history, Rome's one true philosopher king kept himself composed as he jumped from one military campaign into another, dealt with the betrayals of close friends, and processed the deaths of his loved ones. As a result, he is not only remembered as a great emperor, but also as a good man. So for those of you who have trouble waking up in the morning, here are some tips you can apply. 1. Avoid staying up late. In order to wake up early, reduce the habit of staying up late. It's best to start sleeping between 8 to 10 p.m. This way, you can get enough sleep. You will definitely feel refreshed when you wake up the next day. 2. Turn off the bedroom lights for quality sleep. One key to waking up early is quality sleep. One way to achieve this is by turning off the lights and electricity in your room. Besides helping you sleep soundly, a dark room can also trigger the production of melatonin hormone, which is beneficial for the immune system. 3. Avoid heavy meals 2 hours before bedtime. 4. Make your bed before going to sleep. Unconsciously, the motivation to wake up early is also influenced by the condition of your room. Try cleaning your bed. Tidy up the items on it. With a neat and organized condition, you can sleep more soundly and wake up easier and more enthusiastic for your morning activities. 5. Set an alarm with a phone ringtone. 6. Place the alarm far from the reach of your bed. 7. Once you wake up, avoid scrolling through social media. At least 1 hour later, you can check your phone. 8. Upon waking up, drink water immediately, wash your face with water, and take a cold morning shower. 9. Try to always sleep and wake up at the same time. 10. Always remember to be grateful that you can open your eyes today.